Upsaw?
Upsaw, yeah.
Upsaw. This is Tyler. Tyler's going to take me around Germantown because I never been to Germantown. And Tyler, he's my friend. He knows more about history than most people I know. And he's not like snobby about his knowledge. He's very people friendly. So
I try not to be.
Tyler is going to guide us through this neighborhood. Is it a neighborhood?
Yeah, it's a neighborhood.
But I love history. I love the American Revolution. And I'm going to be showing a lot of spots from the American Revolution.
Okay.
This right here, I'm not too sure the name of the house, but this was George Washington's quarters during the Battle of Germantown.
This is where Washington stayed during the Battle of Germantown?
Yeah, command headquarters.
Uh-huh.
And this is where he met with the other generals before they decided to strike the British.
So George Washington, hold on, let's talk about this. You're saying George Washington walked up these steps?
George Washington walked up those steps. Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at this. Probably, definitely these steps. Wow, look at that.
Now, if you like zoom in on the walls, it should still be like bullet holes.
Where? Oh, really? Yeah. Wow, look, see, that's a musket hole.
Right now, we're at Clifton.
Who?
Clifton. That's
Clifton.
the name of the house.
Benjamin Chew was a very prominent Philadelphian lawyer in the 1700s, and these grounds were his summer house.
Right here.
So he would come out here during the summer, leave Philadelphia. It's important to remember that Germantown used to be the suburbs back in the 1700s. It wasn't part of Philadelphia. Benjamin Chew actually went back out to Philadelphia during the wintertime, leaving his house here vacant for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the perfect time for the British to take it over when they were trying to march their way to Philadelphia.
What month did they take it over?
October.
October. So he's in Philly. So they come over and they just take his house.
Yeah.
Why did what's the big deal about his house?
The way it was built.
Oh.
It was built like a fortress.
Oh.
So it was all stone cladded, so it was basically impossible to get into it.
Well, is that it right there?
Yep, it's right down here.
Well, let's stop talking. Let's start looking.
And the British are already taking over that house, so George Washington and his troops are running up this way, trying to take over the house.
I don't know anything about the Battle of Germantown. Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's very small. No one really talks about it. It was an American loss. We lost the war.
Oh, no, we lost?
Yeah, we lost the battle. Not the war, the battle. We lost that battle. But it was basically payback from the Battle of, what's it called? Paoli. The British basically did a sneak attack on Americans, slaughtered us in our sleep. So the Battle of Germantown was basically our revenge. Even though we didn't win, it was still considered a victory.
What did we do? We killed some big shots?
Yeah, we did.
Good. So this is a picture of the Battle of Germantown.
So the British were inside the house, shooting out the windows. The Americans were out here on the grounds, trying to break into the house through the front door.
The British had a cannon in there?
Yeah, where the doors are. So when the Americans marched up the steps, the British swung open the doors and fired the cannon.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like the first D-Day.
It does.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah.
These guys are coming down. Now, the thing is, a musket isn't like a machine gun fire, same thing with but a cannonball could rip off 40
They're
heads.
coming from uphill.
Mhm.
The houses are already
Yeah.
on the hill, so basically they're shooting down on people.
So that's how we're going to call it now. We're going to call it the first D-Day. Were these here? No, there's no way they were here during the war.
I'm
right?
not too sure.
Yeah, I'm sure the cannons would have blown them up. So this is a museum?
Yeah, now it's a museum.
Look for the... George Washington walk up these steps?
I'm not too sure if he made it that far. He probably stayed in the back.
This is inside the Clifton House. Yeah. Benjamin Chew lived here, and then the Nazis took over here during D-Day. And this is the grill Ben Franklin used when he came to Germantown. Was Ben Franklin ever here?
I don't think so, no.
No.
But he did love barbecue. Apparently there's like bodies buried all over these grounds too.
Oh, mass burial ground.
Yeah. All these soldiers, they just piled them right on top of each other.
Oh, wow. And this was the stable. Wow, it's a big-ass stable.
That is a huge stable.
Hey, everybody singing this song. Does this historical marker belong? The Johnson House, built in 1768 for John Johnson. This was home to 3 generations of Quakers families who worked to abolish slavery and improve living conditions for free African Americans. In the 1850s, this house was a station on the Underground Railroad. Here, and in smaller buildings on the property, men and women escaped slavery. Down.
Yeah,
of course it stays. Yeah, it belongs.
It belongs.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman was here. William Stowe was here. And a lot of famous abolitionists also stayed in this house as well.
So this house was built in 1768. That's what that sign says. Any battles happen here?
I don't think so, but it did see it.
It did. Oh, show me that picture. Yeah,
That's the house we just left Clifton, and all the soldiers are marching down towards Philadelphia.
So this is Germantown Ave, and that was the artist's rendition of the house we were at, and you were telling me that the artist was only going off stories. He wasn't.
Yeah, the artist was from Italy, but he knew one of the soldiers. Actually, that soldier's actually right here being carried off. His name is Richard St. George. He was actually shot in the head in Germantown. He was a British soldier. And met this artist and said, I was in Germantown, I was injured, and here's what I remember.
Oh, wow.
From being in Germantown. So almost everything you see here is accurate except for the house, because he never got to see the house because he was shot.
He was,
on Germantown Ave, yeah.
And he survived it?
Yeah, he did. He survived the shot because he was just grazed on the side of his head.
Oh, getting shot and getting grazed are two different things. Come on.
That was still the same amount of pressure as getting hit with a baseball bat. Like, that's how horrible it was.
Oh.
So they still had to get like a tool and like extract some things out.
That's not. This is the Ebenezer Maxwell Mansion. This is one of the first houses that was preserved in the history of our nation. And what else were you telling me about this house? What TV show?
The Addams Family. It's believed that this house was the inspiration for the design of the Addams Family house.
Let's take a peek. I already know how we're going to do this. Da-da-da-dun. 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 Da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. Unfortunately, the theme song had a copyright, so you're stuck hearing that. I'm more of a Munsters guy myself. What do you think they do up top there with the fence? Well, you know, Ark, what is that? What are they doing up there?
I think that was a weather vane. Like, so if lightning strikes, it would strike that side of the house.
Okay, I see the lightning rod, yeah. All along this street here, they have these little curbs, and I'm almost certain what they were for is you would stand up here and you would, well, I guess me standing up here and showing you would not work. You stand up here and then you would jump on your horse. Kind of like a boost. You ever like boost your friend up with your hands? Yeah, that's all. It's a little boost. Yeah. How old do you think these fences are?
Probably 1860s.
Yeah? Tyler's an architecture student, so he knows stuff like where I just go, You know, another thing I do is I never give dates. I always say early 1800s or late 1800s, and then people always ask you, what year did it happen? And I go, you going to build a time machine? Don't worry about what year. It happened in the early 1800s. That's all. This is the first Mennonite Church in the United States. I don't know much about Mennonites. The only thing I know is they're like Amish light. Like they kind of like they watch TV. But we were talking
about
the
Amish who drive the cars.
They're the Amish who drive the cars. We were talking about one of our favorite TVs, Amish Mafia.
The best show ever. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, Lebanon Levi. And then there was the one guy who was a Mennonite. He was like he would drive his car, and he would like break people's milk jars for not paying like 15 cents in taxes or whatever.
Tip the buggies.
They would tip buggy. Oh, it was the greatest show. But this is a very old cemetery. Look at
you can't even make out the headstone.
No. I don't know what the hell's going on here. What the hell is this? Look at this.
I don't like it, whatever it is.
Oh, hold on. Kids who die. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't watch movies. Like they made that Netflix documentary about Jeffrey Epstein. I don't need to watch that. I know he was a bad guy, right?
You don't need to know the details.
I don't need to know the details. I get it. I know what he did. Bad guy. But having a bunch of dead kids in front of a church, that's a pick me up. What's this? This building here is the old City Hall of Germantown. Let's show them the year it was made. So this building was built in 1923 as the City Hall of Germantown. Only problem is, what city was Germantown part of in 1923?
I think Philadelphia.
So why the hell does it have a city hall?
There was no need for their own city hall.
So this is a statue of who?
Franz Daniel Pastorius.
Now, he's the guy in the middle. He's not the topless girl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. He's dressed like a pilgrim. What's his big deal?
Founder of Germantown.
Oh.
So he and a few other 100 German families came into Germantown and started what we know today.
Oh. Everybody singing this song. Does the statue really belong? Thanks, fine. So this is a statue. This is a game we're going to play. Now, you can help me out with this. He's got a Tom Selleck mustache, right? It looks like he's a Union soldier.
I think he's Union.
Yeah, he's Union. So that means he fought for our country.
He fought for America. Yeah.
Not against. Okay. So did he fight to enslave people? You think he enslaved people?
I don't think he did.
No. All right, so this statue can stay.
I think so.
Yeah. See, that's how easy it is.
True patriot.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Killer mustache. Oh, look at these steps. Very important steps. George Washington. Walk through that door. And he walked down these steps.
This is called the Deschler Morris House. So during the Battle of Germantown, British General Howe used this as his headquarters.
Okay.
But after the war, when Washington became president, there was a contagious disease going on in Philadelphia, the yellow fever epidemic.
Sure.
It was very contagious. Everyone was getting it. So George Washington couldn't enter Philadelphia because it was under quarantine. So he then used this as his temporary headquarters.
Now, how long did he live here for?
He lived here on 2 occasions. I think one was for a year, and this was the White House. So Alexander Hamilton, his entire cabinet, all met right here in this building.
How long it would take to do horse and buggy from here to Independence Hall? Oh well. Wait, is this from the 1700s and it's like this, the brickwork?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a building like this from that time period. And this is a picture of inside the Germantown White House. You know, the world's closed, so you can't go inside. Have him pop up now. This is John Winster's house. It's called the Gumblethorpe House. 1744, this house was erected. Tyler, tell the people what happened in this building.
So, during the Battle of Germantown, this was also used as a headquarters for the British Army. General James Agnew was in command of this house. All the windows were open. While he was inside, there was an American sniper in one of his houses across the street.
A sniper was in that house across the street.
And sniped him from that house in his office. He died, and they're saying that there's still blood soaked on the floors in this house from James Agnew.
I tell you what, you got to respect a sniper from those days.
Yeah.
Because muskets were known to, you shoot it that way, it goes that way. This house here is the house that belongs to Toombs Koonders.
Toombs Koonders was the first person to ever have a protest against slavery. So here in 1688 at his house, Koonders Pastores were the first group of people in America to ever have a protest against slavery. And he also wrote an article about why they don't want slavery. And that's one of the very first articles ever written about human rights in the world.
And I want you to see this. I get moments when history gives me goosebumps. And I get goosebumps. Think about how progressive of a thought that is for those times.
Unheard of.
Yeah, and Civil War 200 years later. I want you to think about the history of this street. What we walk? Maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles?
Maybe, yeah.
Battles were fought here. The first
Protest against slavery.
The first protest against slavery happened here. The White House was sort of here, when he was hiding from the yellow fever. And all this time, I thought Germantown Ave was just a street. I didn't know it was like one of the most historic spots in the goddamn city.
If not the country.
Yeah. And of course, you can't end the video about Germantown Ave without the Boner Forever building. Oh, if you look right there, that says Boner, and that says Forever. And honestly, I can't think of a more important message to have written on the wall The donors forever.
Donors forever.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, I want to say thank you again for another great tour. This is what, our second tour. Second tour. There's going to be more to come. We're going to go farming, all kinds of fun stuff. Video, Tyler took me at the Church of the Advocate. There's a link in the description if you want to give them a donation. The church is still falling down. We have the only Gothic church in America, right?
Yep.
French Gothic.
French
Gothic church in America. Check out my merch. My merch is fire. And help me out. Sign up for my Patreon. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And I'll sail with you later. What are you going to say?
Toodles.